Welcome. Welcome. Welcome inside the Winston Salem Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's first game matchup between the White Elephants and the Scranton Stranglers. Coming in here tonight, it's going to be the third game, or the fourth game that is, between these two. First one coming up here in the playoffs. As for the Stranglers, they come in tonight with a 3-0 record against here in the playoffs. Records don't matter. Double elimination playoff styles. Both teams are in the winning bracket. White Elephants have 1-1 so far, putting them 1-0 here in playoffs. As for the Stranglers, they had a first round bye, getting the top seed during the regular season with a 12-2 record. We are just about set here to get underway between the two squads. As for the White Elephants, they come in tonight as the 5th overall seed. They upset the Mafia in the first round as they were the 4th seed. Once again, top two got a bye. We'll see the number 2 seed, that being the Burke Street Bullies. They'll be coming up in game number 2. A pretty small bench here on the night for the Scranton Stranglers. We'll see if it comes back to hurt them. So far this season, it has not. But there's only one way to tell. We got 60 minutes to play, and we are just about ready to get started here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Jumpers line out is here, set to go, and away we are against the two squads here, the number 5 seed Elephants and the number 1 seed Stranglers. Her up top fires a shot on Rowe. Rebound comes out in front. As for Rowe, he has the top save percentage during the regular season alongside the top goal against average, as here comes Bullock. 12 goals, 9 assists during the regular season, had 3 game-winning goals. Here in the playoffs, this is game number 1 for him. Out in front, Rowe nearly had a chance there to give up goal number 1 of the night. Once again, it only takes one shot here to get past a netminder, as the Elephants currently have a 2-0 lead when it comes to shots on goal. Jump it to the corner. Hutchins battling, hand pass not called. Herrera able to take it away, works it through center. And be played back by 7. Yeah, you can. Do something small.
I don't have my SSD.
Okay. Plays by Hawk down on the near side. Hutchins nearly turned it over. Nearly did, as Jump is able to come up with it. Has Hosevar down below, as it's all Jump back for the Stranglers. Stranglers hitting the blue and going to take it up top. Over a minute and a half gone here in the first period. Up to the corner we go, through center. It's Hosevar. Delayed offside's going to leave it back for the Elephants, as it's Hutchins through center. To the blind, holding. Hutchins fired one high into the back glass. We'll get a puck stoppage here. 18-11 to go in the first. A large difference here if you look between game number 1 and game number 3. Going back to game number 1, it was one of the lowest scoring matchups we've had. Stranglers won that 5-0 all the way back on February 10th. First goal did not come until 3 minutes into the second period. Now scored by Ab Boxley. Looking in here, that was his one and only goal scored throughout the season against the against the Elephants. As it comes out in front, trying to work it out with Shogun. As here comes the Elephants back the other way. As for Moxley, that's been his only goal during the regular season as well. As it's back out to center for Edwin. Try to get a centering feed up to Nelson, who has 1 goal as well against the White Elephants. Coming back, I believe, in game number 2 of this series. Horn on the near side, going to ring it up top, trying to get it over to Vu. Going to be pinched off. Strangler still not able to gain possession, as it's going to be kept in at the point by Nelson. Sharp angle goes on Hawk. Played out to the far side corner. Charles Hawk, in the regular season, was third in goal against average. That was right around 890. As we sit now, it's an 893. 3-on-1 shot. Rose able to hang on to it. 16:40 to go here in the first period. Still a scoreless game. 3-2 shots on goal. Still in favor here in the Elephants, but the Stranglers solidly fighting their way back here into this one. As they have a short bench, so we will be seeing a lot of Daniel Jumpa. 17 goals during the regular season. That put him second during the regular season, only behind the White Elephants' Jared Melanchuk, who's here tonight, had 19 goals during the regular season, had 8 assists. Back in game number 1 of the playoffs in the opening round against the Mafia, Melanchuk was stonewalled. No goals, no assist. Elephants behind the back into their net, gonna ring it down low. Turned over. Here comes Hocevar with it. Hocevar has 1 goal on the season. Won't get a shot off here as here comes a chance for Hutchins. Had 2 goals back in the game against the Mafia. As this is going to be cleared down into the corner. Had 8 goals up to this point, that including those 2 from the postseason. Out through center. Picking it up, Jumpa going to drop it back to Hocevar. Has 2 points during the season. Centering, picked up by Hutchins. Once again, had 2 goals during the regular season. Delayed offsides. Going to be blown dead from the referee up on the far side. 15:20 to go here in the period. A neutral zone faceoff here will lead us. I don't know what I was getting at there. Sorry, y'all. It's going to be a Riccardi against Jumpa here on the faceoff in the neutral zone. Puck's dropped, worked forward. Hale trying to poke it forward. Hocevar able to pinch it off. Finds it up top to Herrera. Heading the blue line, just going to dump it in deep. Going to try and beat around Jones behind the net. As it's Jones to try and chip it forward. Jones had 8 goals during the regular season. As here comes a chance now for the Stranglers. Works it down low. Here's Jones with some space. Hale able to negate the shot on the back check. Goes up top for Bullock. Turned over. Elephants trying to work it out. Loose up in the feet. Jones back with it. Has some space. Fires one. Saved by Hawk. Puck goes straight up in the air. Still loose in the slot. Fires one. Hawk got a piece of another one. Jumper from the near side point. Fires one. Hawk off the pad. Herrera trying to clear it out. Jumper keeps it in once again. Sends it cross ice. Bullock leaves it back. Fires one. Went wide. Bullock back. Apologies. Jumper to Hocevar. Fires one. Black down out in front as the Elephants able to clear it out for the time being. Good minute and a half of zone time there from the Stranglers. They get their first lead in the shots on goal category. As here comes Herrera. Out through center. Oh. Down to the near side, 13:34 to go here in the period. Puck still loose, comes out for Melanchuk. Had 19 goals during the regular season. Once again got blanked back in the first round of the playoffs. Centered to Melanchuk, turned over. Hocevar able to work it forward. Here's a chance. Gerbrand has a goal. That's against the Elephants this season. As here comes Melanchuk looking to get his first goal of the playoffs. In on Rowe, fires one, save, rebound, covered up, and a man gets tripped up over Rowe. Able to get up under his own power. No harm, no foul. We play fourth. 12:50 to go here in the period. Jack Shogan taking the face-off here for the Elephants. Has 1 assist so far in the playoffs. In the regular season has 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist. As here comes Mulhorn, blocked up in front. As here comes Jones with it, the one with a block shot, trying to get a centering feed to Nilsson. That's going to go on net of Hot. Going to cover it up, freezes it. 12:14 to go here. Looking at Nilsson during the regular season, had 6 goals, 5 assists. As for Nilsson, he has 1 goal against the Elephants this year. That comes back all the way in their opener on February 10th. That was a 5-0 Stranglers victory. Once again, Boxer got the first goal in that one. That coming back in the second period. As we take a look here from Game 1 to Game 3 between these squads, as a shot from Nilsson was saved by Hawk. Each game got a little bit more and more scoring to it, if you will. 5 goals scored in game number 1 back on February 10th. Exactly a month later, on March 10th, it was a 7-1 final. 3 goals being scored in the first period. And the first one coming from the White Elephants. That was from Jared Melanchuk. Hawk trying to clear it out, kept in, centers. Nilsson one-timed it, went through the legs. So I'm back behind the net. Looks to be Kerprint trying to take it away from Hawk. Puck still loose to the feet of Stranglers, able to take it out. Kerprint up top, Nilsson looks to find a centering feed. Herrera able to take it away. And going into that game number 3, 9 goals were scored. That was a one more goal than what was back on March 10th. Once again, the Scranton Stranglers were able to take the lead early in that one, 25 seconds in, followed by a White Elephants goal, 1:15 in by 2:02. Exactly a minute later, Stranglers had another one, followed by one 2 minutes later. 5 goals scored in 5 minutes flat. Shogun gets tripped up, going to be played down low to the corner. And out the center, here comes Nilsson, one-on-one. To the blue line, still has some space. Fires a shot from the right circle, saved by Hawk. Nearly went underneath the right arm. Keeps it knotted up at 0, with shots on goal now being in the favor of the Stranglers, 9-4. Game number 2 is going to be coming up here in just a handful of minutes after the conclusion of game number 1. That's going to be between the Burke Street Bullies and the Cavemen. Hat fires a shot, got blocked. Bullock with a backhanded feed, trying to get one over the center ice. Had Jumpa wide open in a slot. Hosevar with it. Bullock and Jumpa were open in the slot, trying to apply a screen. As Herrera's trying to clear it out. Here's a chance now. Riccardi able to clear it to center. Able to get it over to Jumpa. For those just now tuning in, White Elephants are the 5th seed. They upset the Mafia in the first round, looking to have a huge upset here in game number 2 of the playoffs. And as for the Stranglers, they came in as a number 1 seed, only losing 2 games during the regular season as they went 12-2. As for the Stranglers during the regular season, the Stranglers' most recent loss came back in their most recent game on March 31st, a 4-1 victory in favor of the Cavemen, who will be playing the number 2 seed here later on in the night. That fires one, scores! Sharp angle, able to send it over the right shoulder of Hawk. Brings this one home, makes it 1-0 in favor of the Stranglers. That's his 5th goal of the season, first one here in the playoffs. With 8:13 to go here in the first period. The Stranglers have went ahead 2 out of the 3 games so far during the regular season against the Elephants. And in both of them, they ended up coming out victorious as they sit 3-0 in the season standings between the 2 squads. Trying to cut back. Has a couple of men to beat as it's now loose through center. Hutchins, that is. Apologies. Able to backhand it out deep. Able to get it over to the most recent goal scorer, that being Apt. Through center, Apt. Drops it back. Bullock with some space. Winds up. Fires one. Gets blocked out in front. Had a chance for Apt on the back door. As it's going to come low for Herrera. Herrera through center. Hutchins taken up top, not able to get it past Jumpa. Delayed off sides. Nearly played up by Eric Church. As here it comes down low for Jumpa. Jumpa with some speed, winds up, takes a slap shot. That went wide. Just able to hold in onto it was Prindiger up to the far side as it's going to be worked back the other way. Now for Herrera, 3-on-2. Stick to side as here comes the Stranglers back the other way. Jumpa, sharp angle, left back. Jones fires one, saved by Hawk. Herrera back with it. Through center we go, 4-on-3. To the point, Hutchins trying to get one in deep. Has Melanchuk waiting on the back doorstep. Has space, fires one. Saved by Nick Rowe. 6:32 to go here in the period. Point blank shot there from Melanchuk. Not able to fire this one home. Keeps it a 1-0 game in favor of the Stranglers. 6:20 to go here in the first. As for those games that the Stranglers able to get ahead early. As for the first one, back on February 10th, Elephants were shut out 5-0. That's the only game that's been well, I guess you could say a chance to be a shutout if you'll. Back in game number 2, Elephants did lose 7-1, although they were up 1-0, giving up 7 unanswered goals. That was Jared Melanchuk, 7:40 into the first period. That got that one opening. Back in game 2, or game 3 that is, of the season. It took about 45 seconds for the Elephants to respond. As they followed that up by another one, 50 seconds after their first of the night. Down low to the corner, Melanchuk sends it up top to Mulhorn. Fires one on, that one went wide of everything as Melanchuk's going to go off for a line change. I'll bring out, I believe, Shogun. Mulhorn, sharp angle, had a chance to Vu on the back doorstep. Wasn't expecting it there. Cleared down link to the ice. Nilsson chasing after it hard down low. That's what I'm saying. Sharp angle, saved, rebound. Had a chance right on the doorstep. Thought it went in. Had a chance. Referee blows it dead as Hawk grabbed it right off the goal line. 4:50 to go here in the first period. That would have been a huge goal there for the Stranglers to get a big insurance goal as it sits 1-0 here. 4.5 to go in the first. Another shot off the draw is going to be covered up as well. We'll play fourth here. 4:20 to go in the first period. And up top, able to get it through center. Just on sides, fires a shot down low, able to get it over to Hale. Andy Hale playing in a huge game tomorrow night. The Sweaty Yetis will be going up against the Mighty Ducks. That's a battle of first and third in the lower division, but very well could be two of the finalists here once we get into the playoffs. Andy Hale being the captain of the Mighty Ducks this year, who just now lost their first game of the year, that being between the fall 2025 season and the spring 2026 season. Hapt able to take it out of the zone through center, finds 7. Works up top to Herrera, spinning around, still has space with it, as they'll dump it off the back half boards. Down low to Riccardi, trying to get away from Hocevar, as here comes the chance now for Hapt, the only goal scorer so far of the night. Finds Nelson up top from the left circle, fires one on, saved by Hawk. 3 minutes to go here on the period. Shots on goal are doubled in favor of the Stranglers, 17-6, 16-7. I don't know what was going on there, but the shots on goal are 16-7 in favor of the Stranglers. Through center, just in on sides, is going to be poked behind the back of the net. Hill trying to get one open to the slot. Riccardi had a chance, couldn't get a shot off. Hapt works it down low now for Jumpa. Jumpa with 17 goals during the regular season. 7 nearly threw him off the puck. Try to get a centering feed to Bullock. Bullock try to get it back to the corner to Jumpa as it finds Hale. Up to the corner, battling against Herrera. Bullock now with it, leaves it back to the point. Down low, Hapt has space, winds up, takes a shot, went high. Under 2 to go here in the period. Cleared out to center, picked up. Here comes a chance. Jones through center with space. Deeks, backhand shot, saved by Hawk as it comes out for Hale. Try to get a centering feed one off the body of one. Ended up working out well here for the Elephants as Riccardi lost the puck to Apt. On top, Herrera with space. No reinforcements were coming as here comes a chance for Apt to go back the other way. Blue line to blue line. Try to get a centering feed over the Pringer as it's loose back out the other way with 1:15 to go. The short bench Stranglers still ahead here on the scoreboard, 1-0 as here comes Jones. To the line, holds, trying to get a deke out in front, cleared down, fires one, went wide as Pringer. As Pringer's looking to get his second goal of the season, first one here in game number 1 of the playoffs. As it's going to be poked up to the corner, Elephant still with it. Out through center. Jumpa. Delayed offsides. Touched up. So we'll have a whistle here. 40 seconds to go in the first. 17-7 shots on goal. Still in favor of the Stranglers. So we'll have about one last face-off here in the period. Puck's drop, still loose off the draw. Melanchuk going to work it back with 15 to go. One last chance here as it's up top now for Riccardi. Riccardi to the blue line with 10. Try to get a centering feed. Shot saved by Rowe. Freezes the puck. That will do it here for period number 1. We'll take a quick 1-minute break. We'll be back right after this.
Scars and wounds, but you will never see these cuts. Burned down to the core, ashes with the dust. I just always rush, I think way too much. But now I call your bluff, out in the dark. I'm a night rider, head down, flying fast, skydiver. Didn't make the cut like it's live wire. Thread the needle like I'm Maya. Out in the dark, I'm a night rider, night rider. Ooh. Yeah. I'm a night rider, night rider. 24 hours, still thinking about you, ooh, ooh. But I know I gotta change, just playing with my brain and I'm riding with no rule, ooh, ooh. I'm a night rider, head down, flying fast, skydiver. Didn't make the cut like it's live wire. Ooh, out in the dark, I'm a night rider. Y'all wanna pop to this, Medusa wanna rock to this.
Welcome back here into the start of period number 2. 1-0's your score in favor of the Stranglers as we are underway here. Nelson through center after the Elephants had a chance to get it into the attacking zone early. Shot gets blocked by Hawk. First shot saved of the second period as here comes the chance for Hutchins back the other way, 3-on-2 and on sides, cutting up through center. Hutchins with space, fires one, went high. Nilsson down low, has some space. Going to play it off the near side half-board through center. Trying to get it over to Gerbrant as it's going to be just too far to reach. Icing call here, 30 seconds into period number 1. A little confusion there from the icing. That was from Daniel Jumpa. Trying to get confirmation on whether or not this was blue or red line icing. And as I went back in the rule book here earlier on, it is indeed a blue line icing. Played to the corner, Herrera with it. Spinning around, trying to get past Nilsson. Puck still loose. Through center. Between these two squads, once again, with Daniel Jumpa and Jared Melanchuk It's the two top scores in the league. But here through one period of play, it still sits 1-0. Then taking that a step further, the one that scored that being J.D. Apt. Not one of those top scores in the season. Now for Apt, if we take a look at it. Well, apologies here. Shot on goal from the Elephants. He'll keep it a 1-0 game. His 8 assists during the regular season would have put him in about second in the league. That being behind a tie for first of 9 assists, one of those being Derek Bullock. And as for a matter of fact, Jared Melanchuk having 8 assists as well during the regular season. That put him in second. So, a very talented squad from both sides. But as for the goal scoring category wise, J.D. Apt sits in about middle of the pack here for the Stranglers. Behind people like, obviously, your Daniel Jumpa, Derek Bullock, he's behind Kevin Gerbrandt, and Sam Jones. Coming into tonight, he was tied with Brian Copa. Well, apologies there, just behind Eric Nilsson. And then Apt himself with 4. So, not one of those guys that you typically see on the goal side of the score sheet. Matter of fact, he was tied with myself coming into tonight, as I have 4 goals, 5 assists during the regular season. But looking here at the sheet, a couple of those names to be cautious of. That's going to be Daniel Jumpa, which is what I was getting at. He's had 2 hat tricks during these 3 games, and very likely he wasn't there on February 10th. It has him listed as there, but not having any points or any sort of stats on the stat sheet kind of makes me question if he was here. But going into that March 10th game and March 22nd, has a hat trick in both of them. Shot there from Jumpa's going to be covered up by Hawk. And that's for Jared Melanchuk. Back in that first game, no points. Was shut out 5-0. Down to March 10th, Stranglers won 7-1. Melanchuk getting that lone goal back on March 10th. That was the first goal of the night. Coming in 7 minutes into that second period. Or first period, that was. And then game number 3, Melanchuk ended up getting 2, so it's been a battle of those 2, Jumpa and Melanchuk. Gerpin as well has 3. He's averaged 1 a game so far between the season series. As this is going to be played up to the far side corner, going to be picked up by Herrera. Newman chasing. 5 minutes already gone here in the second period. Herrera plays it down low, trying to get it over to Hutchins. Jones able to work it back the other way. No icing, picked up by Tim Hawk. Try to get it to Herrera, turned over, shot. Now we got a piece of Tim Hawk, would have redeflected it on his son Charles. He was able to freeze it up with 14:40 to go here in the second period. Puck's dropped to the point. Hosevar keeps it in, trying to get it even further. Riccardi able to clear it to center. Andy Hill trying to work it forward. Puck's loose, and Hosevar skates as it's back out to center. Hill took down Hosevar, no call. Puck still loose here through center. Up top, Hutchins trying to backhand it in deep. Behind the net it goes for Riccardi. Centers it. Wrong color sweater as the Stranglers looking to clear it out. Herrera fires one up into the netting and out of play. 13:57 to go in the second. Melanchuk here set to take the drop. Runs it back to Herrera. Fires one on, trying to get a tip, went off Melanchuk. Melanchuk rebounds the shot after it was deflected off his feet. Fires a shot onto Rowe, keeps it in his glove. As for Rowe, 917 save percentage, a 221 goal against average here on the season. That puts him first in the league in both categories. As for Charles Hawk, he was sitting in third here in the regular season. Hawk fires one, got a piece of Rowe as well. Herrera unhappy about that as the way it came out, as here comes Nilsson. Trying to get it past Herrera. Here's Nilsson. Centers. Had a chance. Fires one. Saved by Hawk. Had Gerben sitting all alone downstairs. Put it right underneath the glove of Hawk. Showing off why he's third in the league in the goal against average, or apologies, save percentage. Able to rob shots just like those. Shots on goal here, 21-14 in favor of the Stranglers. Stranglers are leading the scoreboard as well, 1-0. Malachek up top, has some speed, cuts up. Still with it, but lost it over. Hocevar trying to work it out. Kept in. Herrera fires one. Pad save. Comes back up top. Hawk trying to work it down low. Here comes Bullock. Bullock with some opportunity here. Gonna work it up top. Fires one, went wide from Hocevar. Back out to center, Apt with it. Saucers one down low, Bullock with it now through center, trying to cut one up top. Trying to get a ranging Hocevar. Had his head turned the other way, so can't hang on to it. Can be played down low to the corner. Herrera spinning around, pokes it down low, Melanchuk. To Jumpa. Space up top to LeBlanc. Jumpa trying to get around from Herrera behind the net. Tripped up. There's going to be a delayed call here against the Elephants. As I believe it's going to be a tripping call here. Jumpa still down the corner. Appears to be doing okay. As Tim Hawk's going to head to the box here. 11:15 is when the clock stops. Indeed so, 2 minutes for tripping, 11:15 to go here into the second period. We'll play fourth. A big opportunity for the Stranglers to add another one here. A big insurance goal. Worked it up top, just out of the reach of Melanchuk as it's going to be Apt behind the net. Spinning away from Melanchuk, Apt still with it. Melanchuk with at least one shorthanded goal so far in the season. That came from a clearing attempt that Melanchuk was just able to beat out. Still with it, jumping now through the slot. Fires one, saved by Hawk. Honshot there from on top of the Wake Forest logo. Coming up on, well, indeed so, under a minute and a half to go on the penalty to Hawk. That being Tim Hawk on a 2-minute tripping call against Daniel Jumpa. Jumpa's headed down to the near side corner in their attacking zone. Hawk ended up getting a piece of it, as that's going to be played, or nearly played with a high stick. Hurry deflection went off of Shogun, now up to the corner for Hutchins. Through center as he hits the blind, just going to dump it on net, going to play it up to the far side by Apt. That was a short-handed shot from Hutchins. As it's up top, work for Bullock to the blue line. Has the opportunity, 3-on-2, big rebound here, comes up top now. Pringer trying to get in deep, finds 7. Has some time here with 40 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Just going to attempt to dump it in deep, finds Apt. Able to pinch it off. Jump up top, nearly tripped up again, got bodied by Shogun. Vu tripped up. Going to be a penalty call here. The jump as he's down hard into the corner. Slow to get up. Going to be 9:25 to go. Apologies there, forgot to start the clock. There's going to be 10 seconds left to go on the penalty to Hawk. Indeed so, another tripping call here. This one's going to go back the other way to Jumpa. So it'll be a 10-second 4-on-4, then a minute 50-second penalty kill to the Stranglers. So that will be a minute 50 power play to the White Elephants. Too many men. That should be another penalty there on Hawk. We'll see here if Hawk gets another penalty. That would have been... Looks like the clock never started. Indeed, so Hawk gets too many men. Since the clock never started. Clock confusion here. Should be about 8 minutes to go. Or 9 minutes to go, that is. About 25 seconds had been killed off. Whenever Hawk left the box, he left with 10 seconds to go. Clock ran off, a little bit. By the time the clock had frozen, 10 seconds had come off the clock. Hawk's penalty had technically, in a sense, expired, if you will. But since he was on the ice, that is a 2-minute penalty for too many men. Now Eric Church is in the box. So Eric Church, okay. So Hawk's going to be in there for the last 10 seconds of this. All right. Gonna try and get this figured out here. There's gonna be another penalty here. That's Eric Church. He'll be serving the delay of game. A 5-on-3 opportunity here. Well, apologies. Now it's gonna be 4-on-4. As we finally will play on here, closing down on the final 9 minutes of the second period. Indeed so. Once again, apologies here about that confusion. We'll play fourth, up to the far side corner, just out of the reach of Gerbrant. He'll take it behind the net, rings it up top, able to get it over to Gerbrant. Back down low, Moxley. Plays off the near side halfward, trying to get it over to Nilsson. Going to be a penalty assessed here to... Apologies, I thought it was going to be a slashing call on Hocevar. Because now it's out to center. Nilsson to the blue line. Up top, took a hook from Church. And the scoreboard operators here had the penalties wrong as well. Church was serving the final 10 seconds of Hawk's penalty. As on the scoreboard, it still shows number 10 having 45 seconds to go. But it's Hawk in the box, not Church. Wow. Hocevar up top, dropped it back in the slot, backhanded, not able to get a shot off. Going to come out for the Elephants, back out the other way. Once again, 4-on-4 here for 30 seconds. As time was served for Jumpa, as he's going to remain in the box for longer than that 2 minutes, although I'm not exactly sure what would have been on the clock. It's going to be cleared out by Vu through center, finding Jones. Down low to Nilsson. Just going to dump it in on, or wanted to throw it in on Hawk. That was going to be picked up by 7. With 7:25 to go here in the second. Penalties have expired now. Still a 1-0 goal. Is a difference maker here in this one. It's 1-0 in favor of the Stranglers, coming back in the first period to J.D. Apt. As here goes Jumpa up top, nearly tripped up. Puck still there, not able to hold on to it was Jumpa as it comes back the other way for Hutchins. Melanchuk, that is, apologies, hitting the blue line. Has 3 goals scored here in the 3 games against. Shot right out in front, covered up. Rowe able to hold on to it here once again, negating a goal here to the Elephants. 1-0 is their score, 6:40 to go in the second period. Shots on goal, 23-16 in favor of the Stranglers. Comes back to the point. Herrera fires one in. Save, rebound, cleared down to the corner. Hale in a board battle now against Apt. Puck comes out for Apt. Cleared it down low. Herrera holding it in. Herrera space. Winds up. Slap shot. Got a piece of Jumpa. Deflected wide. Vu with some space up the far side half board. Trying to get one out in front. Finds Jones. Stopping up behind the net. Try to get a clearing feed down low to Bullock. Now we got a turnover to Melanchuk. Wide open in the slot. As here comes Melanchuk to the blue line. 3-on-3. Trying to deke past Apt. As it comes down low to the corner. Now trying to battle against Jumpa. Jumpa able to take it away. Jumpa has speed. Kicks it forward. Able to get around Mulhorn. Jumpa out in front. Toe drag saved by Hawk. Thought he had him beat down to the right side, but able to just get a piece of his toe on it. As here comes Herrera back the other way. So things down through center, just going to dump it in was Melanchuk. Comes down low for Hale. Chips out in front, saved by Rowe. Puck's loose, cleared up to the corner. Puck still loose after a board battle. Comes out to the point, just able to be held in. Takes a slap shot, blocked out in front. Trying to glove it down was to be Hale as it's out in center. Under 5 to go here in the second. Mulhorn behind the net of Hawk. Tried to backhand it down to the corner. Nobody was expecting it. Stranglers trying to pinch it off. Mulhorn passes one into the slot. Shot saved. Rebound picked up by 7 of White. Trying to clear it out. Kept it in the point. Shot got feigned on, but able to dump it in deep. Wide open in the slot. Just lucky enough to find a White Elephant sweater as here comes Apt. Delayed offside, still off. As it's Apt through center. Offsides is the call. Jumpa not happy at all down on the bench. After that offsides was called with 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Woo! That was close. Puck drop comes down low. Here's a chance now for Nilsson. Spinning around at the point, trying to dump one in deep. Got a piece of Shogun. Not out. Kept in by Hosover for the time being. As here comes now Hutchins. Shogun. Hutchins down the other side. Fires one wide. Prendiger trying to chip it out. Kept in as it's back out now the other way. Playing a little bit of pitch and catch here. Hosover able to beat it around. Nilsson all alone. Not able to get a shot off. Gerbert fires one. Missed everything wide. Trying to chip it up and out. Kept in for the time being. Here's a chance now. Gerbert up top. That's Nilsson down low. Glove saved by Hawk. Under 3 to go here in the second period. Elephants trying to claw their way back into this one. Trailing by 6 shots. It's 25-19. Out to the point. Takes a slap shot. Fires one. Got a piece of Hawk. Rebound nearly had a chance as well. Jumpa to the corner. Jones to the point. Takes a slap shot high into the netting. Will send us to another puck stoppage here. 2:15 to go in the second. 1-0's still your score after 3 penalties were assessed, in a sense, back-to-back fashions. As we thought there was going to be a chance for full-on power play for the Stranglers. With about 10 seconds left, there's a penalty assessed to Jumpa. And then Hawk left the box early, led to too many men. Just a whole bunch of things going on back here in period number 2. All except anybody finding the score sheet. Up the center, Hutchins with it. To the blue line, still has some space, trying to cut in deep. Going to be played down into the corner. Scorings come in 2s here in the second period. Back in game number 1 of the 3-game series, Stranglers scored 2 in the second. March 10th, Stranglers scored 2 in the second. And in the third, both the Elephants Stranglers scored 2 in the second. So far here in this one, it's been scoreless through period number 2. Stranglers put one home back in the first period. As here's a chance poked aside as it's going to be cleared out to center, at least I had thought. As this one will be with 45 seconds to go here in the second period. Still 1-0. Thanks to J.D. App firing home over the right shoulder of Rowe. Or Hawk, that is, apologies. Gonna be a tripping call here. We'll just see when the clock stops. It's gonna be 28 seconds. From what it looked like to me, never got a piece of them. As it's going to be Melanchuk appears to be going to the box for the Elephants. That's a big herder there. To end period number 2. They play fourth here on net of Rowe. Going to have to play it forward Hosevar with 20 seconds. Through center. To Predinger. Has Bullock down low. Predinger fires one. Saved. Rebound out in front. Clear down the ice. That's going to go on net of Rowe with 10 seconds to go. That should just about do it here. Indeed it will. Going into period number 3. Stranglers 1. Elephants nothing. A big third period coming up in just a matter of minutes.
Ooh. Out in the dark, I'm a night rider. Y'all wanna pop to this, Medusa wanna rock to this. They wanna see me trip, but I came back double dip. Through the smoke, I'm still gon' go. See it in their face, they think I'm fake. Give me a couple days, God let me pray. Do the JID, let me meditate. I'm back on my bullshit. They said that they hard, yeah, they flowers like tulips. Talk about dollars, I talk about scars. Who you know that do this? Beat it up, my feet is up. I came to lead this hum. My Jesus hunk got me keeping what sanity inside. You don't wanna mess with my pride. Got it right on, damn in the coupe with the light on. Man, I'm a light on. Time to get my fight on. Give him Astro with a cash flow. Now the flow smooth like backstroke. Like row with a paddle.